All right,
Great.
guys, welcome everybody to the CARIE Healthcare Provider Business Overview. My name is Jeff Giamalva, and I want to first congratulate everybody. It is July 4th. I say congratulations because I think we live in the greatest country in the world, and July 4th is one of my favorite holidays. So whatever that means to you, I'm just proud to be somebody that lives in this country. Anyway, before we get started, let me tell you just a little bit about CARIE. CARIE is a company that is solving a problem when it comes to healthcare. And the purpose of this call is to give you that information. And no better person to really present this information to you than Dr. Dan McDyer. So let me give him the proper introduction. First of all, Dr. McDyer is a founding investor in CARIE Health, and he is our Clinical Innovation Officer. But along with that, of course, Dr. McDyer went to the University of Southern Florida and the College of Medicine for 4 years, OB/GYN residency in Jacksonville, private practice, 1998 to the present, Presidential Leadership Council with Wellness International Network, board member, Florida Women's Care, Chairman, Section 2, District 12 of the American College of OB/GYNs, President, Jacksonville OB/GYN Society, Medical Director of Core Health Solutions. So obviously, Mr. Dan McDyer has the credentials, and he is really leading the charge to bring CARIE into thousands of practices around the country. And you're going to understand why we really believe we have the ability to change healthcare. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mr. Dr. Dan McDyer to the call.
Hey, thanks so much, Jeff. And I want to thank everybody for joining the call tonight on a holiday, kind of in the middle of the week night. I know that's a big sacrifice for everybody to be here, but I want to try to make it worth your time. And Jeff, just a great segue, celebrating Independence Day here. You know, our founding fathers put their lives at risk to found our country, really the United States of America, and separate from the wrath of the King of England, and really transformed the world with those few steps they took. And truly, of course, this is not quite as big a deal, but I do believe that CARIE Health is going to transform the way that we deliver healthcare to our patients in a more efficient fashion, as you'll see tonight. What we present, that we have the tools to allow that to occur, to make healthcare more efficient, more affordable, more convenient for our patients, and more accessible, and also to help us get paid as physicians to provide telehealth, which we've probably been doing for free forever. Jeff, are you shifting over the screen share to me now?
You could go ahead and take it over.
Okay, let's see. So I think that I need to, is it on my screen now? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You have to hit screen share.
Yep, here we go.
There you go.
Let me just, yep. Just want to be full screen. There we go. Okay, great. So yeah, this is a winning proposition for both patients and physicians. Tonight, I know we're focusing more on physicians, so I just want to get you in the right state of mind outside of the great holiday we're about to celebrate. Is just think about this, guys. Think about this, how often this happens every single day in our country, tens of thousands of times. A woman wakes up in the morning, she's got a sore throat, she's got 3 kids to get to school, she's got a cough, feels crummy, has to make the decision, should I see the doctor today? Because the sooner I see the doctor, the quicker I'm gonna get better. How am I gonna take care of my kids? How do I get an appointment? All those things. They call the office. When the office finally opens up, the doctor's office says, no, we don't have an appointment available for 3 weeks, but you need the care. The patient needs the care. So they have some alternatives. They can go to the urgent care center, to the ER, or to maybe wait till the end of the day to see if you can fit them in. By the time the day rolls around, they may get an appointment with you. They sit in the waiting room for a couple hours, drive to work, get childcare. Just incredibly inconvenient for this acute care. And they may end up in the ER or urgent care center paying extravagant amounts of money for care from strange people they've never seen before. So think about how often that happens every single day, and the solutions that can be provided simply through virtual care, as we're going to describe here throughout the evening on this presentation. Now, this telemedicine is nothing new. You probably are familiar with it already. And I know I've been doing it for my whole career. I'm one of those physicians who has taken it on the chin, truthfully, and always answer the calls throughout the night and on the weekends when I'm on call, answer the phone calls during the daytime, provided lots of care via telephone medicine, and really, quite frankly, not documented very well. And it's a huge liability for us to do that. And the fact that we're not getting paid for it's a terrible thing, because we're sharing our intellectual property, which is our knowledge base, which you and I sacrificed our entire lives to acquire that. So we should get paid. And the fortunate thing is that CARIE Health has developed that model to allow that to happen, to personalize medical care for our patients more so than we're already doing. Telemedicine is in the news. The New York Times has an article here that we've got listed on the screen, The Disappearing Doctor, How Mega Mergers Are Changing the Business of Medical Care. I'm sure that everybody's aware, if you're a physician on this call, that there are very few single entity private practitioners any longer. They're dying on the vine very rapidly because there's strength in numbers, and we're finally realizing that as doctors. The unfortunate thing is that outside entities outside of the healthcare sector are actually creating these conglomerates, and they're intercepting our patients. Things such as Minute Clinic, Teledoc, MD Live, and other mergers that are taking place are taking the patients who need care after hours away from us, and they don't come back to see us for those problems. So telemedicine is really transforming healthcare right now, and it's to our detriment as private practitioners. We need a solution to keep those patients in our care loop so that we can provide the care they need and to maintain that relationship with them. And that's what CARIE has done. Our goal is to enhance the physician-patient relationship and put it on a different plane than it's ever been before. The global telemedicine market is growing very rapidly, and I truly believe that CARIE Health is going to be responsible for the inflection in this curve. As you see the model that we're preparing here, and we'll launch on October 1st, you'll understand why I've got the confidence to say that. But it's a huge market already. In 2015, it was $25 billion globally being spent on telemedicine, and the expert analysts predict that by the year 2025, $113 billion a year will be spent globally on telemedicine. So it's a giant marketplace. It's growing by leaps and bounds, really exponential curve growth. That's phenomenal. And that's a wave that you and I need to catch and participate in, because if not, that's the money that's leaving your office by not providing this care to your patients. You can't afford to lose that. So why is telehealth evolving right now, and why is it becoming such an important, hang on one second, I'm locking my door. I got some strange dude walking up along the side of my car here. Why is it becoming such an important integral component? Sorry, I'm going to editorialize here. You never know what you run into a Food Lion parking lot, guys.
Dan, we can't lose you, brother. We can't lose you.
Don't worry, I'm here. I'm here. Yes. Actually, he's walking a pug, so I think we're okay. So I'm out of my side view mirror. So as I mentioned, that kind of introductory story, 70% of all acute care and urgent care and ER visits can truly be handled safely by a virtual consult via video or phone call. 91% of people who have acquired a telehealth visit before have rated it as good or better than an office visit. They're very satisfied with it. The sad thing is that only 3.5% of Americans have ever used telehealth. That's it. So that's why it's such an emerging market, because people don't understand what telehealth is. They don't know how to use it, or they may have never heard of it before, or they're fearful of it. The average cost of an urgent care visit is $155, and it's upwards of $1,000 to step foot into an ER, guys. That's an incredible waste of money, and that's why our GDP for healthcare is going to reach 20% in the next 3 to 5 years. We can't afford that. The average wait time in an ER is 4 hours. 75% or more practices are closed after 6 p.m. So if you put that in perspective, we are in our office. If you take into account the office hours that you are open, you're only there like 22 to 25% of the work week, and actually the weekend too, the 22 to 25% of the week to see your patients. So left the rest of that week with nobody to see until this has come into play, CARIE Health's platform. Average number of days to see a doctor is 21. That's why you can't get in to be seen acutely. They're too busy. And 66% of ER visits are non-emergent. So a common question that we're asked is, exactly what can you treat via telehealth? I mean, how can you do this by virtual health? And really, if you think about it, anything that doesn't require a physical exam can be evaluated via virtual health. And also, something I didn't mention the other night is that there are all kinds of biomedical devices that are being developed and released that hook up to the smart devices via Bluetooth. You can listen to the heart and lungs via Bluetooth. You can look at the pharynx. You can look in the eardrums and the ear canals with a Bluetooth device that hooks up. There are EKGs, fetal monitors, scales, blood pressure cuffs, everything. So there's all kinds of ways to evaluate people remotely without actually doing the physical exam. So there's a huge list of things to be taken care of via telehealth. I use it a lot to review lab results, mammogram results, radiographic results, genetic testing results, follow up on depression, anxiety, all kinds of things. The sky is truly the limit. So as you saw in that curve, the exponential growth is beginning to occur. It's like a tidal wave. And like anything in life, if you don't take advantage of trends that take place, you're going to be left behind. So you don't want to get crushed by this wave. You want to ride it. We want to be a giant big board for you to hop on that wave and succeed with telehealth. The current way that telehealth is provided and offered, it's a huge startup cost traditionally. There are ongoing maintenance costs and software updates. And the problem is that there's no integrated payment system so that doctors who do perform telehealth can get paid for providing those services to their patients. I read an article just the other day, and we're going to add this into the presentation of just fully integrating this. I think that 15% of primary care doctors have offered telehealth in the past, but they're not getting paid for it. They're so not too excited about performing that or providing that benefit for their patients. So here we have a transformative platform of technology that CARIE Health is developing. I'm currently using a second iteration of our platform. It works flawlessly. I absolutely love it. The patients love it when they use it. The experiences are phenomenal. I just love the efficiency. I see a patient in an average of 11 minutes, and I get paid $50 every time I do it because the patient's credit card goes into the system as they request the visit. But our next iteration, the true platform that we have put together, is going to really rock the telehealth world. It's going to set the standard. It's absolutely free to providers. Literally, there's a 2-minute implementation setup. It just takes literally no time to set up. So you're up and running seamlessly in your practice immediately, and there's immediate revenue generation from the platform the minute you start it up. And the beauty of it is it's shareable. Our physician users can share this with their colleagues when they see the benefits, and they will get a professional referral fee for doing that. That's what we believe is going to make this grow virally amongst the physician population, is you share this platform with your colleagues, and you'll get 10% of all the revenue generated by the patient members that come out of their practices. It's phenomenal. There's a financial incentive to do that, because we know that's the best way to market our platform is satisfied customers, which will be very satisfied with this after me having used our current iteration for about a year now. We also provide branding and marketing for the patient, communications with email campaigns to the patients to let them know it's available, in-office digital brochures. There's a full flight of tools to help you grow your telemedicine offering within your practice. The other benefits, you see your own patients. You know, when I talk to my colleagues about telemedicine and introduce this to them, many of them are fearful that I'm trying to recruit them into a network such as Teladoc or MD Live or any of the other iterations of telehealth that are out there, where you're just seeing random patients who you'll never see again. We don't want that. We know the most important thing is that patients want to stick with their doctors. And actually, the surveys show that 56% of people won't use telehealth if it's not from their doctor. You can schedule visits or have what we call on-demand visits. This integrates into your lifestyle. You can use it when you want it. You can even use it on vacation if you want to earn some extra money and stay in touch with your patients. I'm kind of one of those nerds who does that. A common question we're asked is this only for doctors, or can nurse practitioners and midwives and PAs use this? And the answer is absolutely yes. As long as there is a physician overseeing the patient care that's being delivered. You know, it's just like anything else you do. This simply is a communication device that allows you to get paid in a HIPAA compliant platform that's fully cyber secure. And I think I just may have gone to the wrong slide there. There we go. And when you're not available, this is the really cool thing. This is what really integrates this entire platform into your practice to make your practice more robust. When you're not available, you're able to designate a group of physicians who you trust to take care of your patients, to have those calls forwarded to them. And then if they're not available, which won't happen because you're going to set up a call schedule through this, so that everybody's got a night when they're on call if you want to do that. If they're not available, it will deflect to our cloud-based physicians. We have 800 doctors in the cloud per se, who are available 24/7, 365 in all 50 states of the country. So it's ideal for sharing on-call responsibilities. There are no collections. No insurance companies pay for this currently. You get paid directly by the patient through CARIE. They put a credit card into the system before they request the visit. They can't request a visit without credit card information in there. You get paid $50 for every telemedicine visit. And as you enroll your patients into this system to become members of the CARIE Health network, you will earn 20% of the monthly fees that they pay, which we'll get to in a minute, but I'm going to mention that right now. It's $29 a month for an individual and $49 a month for a family of up to 5, and that gives your patients unlimited access to the CARIE Health network physicians and yourself. Now, and not to mention, you get paid $50 every time you do a consult from CARIE Health. You can also do fee for service, where if the patients aren't members, they can just pay $59 for every visit. CARIE gets 9 of it, you get 50. So when I first was introduced to that marketing plan or that membership plan about 2 years ago, I was uncertain as to whether there was enough discretionary income for patients to want to pay for a membership like that. So when I got back to my office, I scratched my head and thought, you know what, no better place to figure out if that's going to be a membership with legs than to write up a survey for my patients. So I wrote a one-page description of telemedicine, what it was, what could be treated virtually through this care platform. And then I wrote that it was $29 a month for an individual, $49 for a family of up to 5. Are you interested in joining? Yes. If no, why not? And I submitted that to my patients in the office over a period of about 6 weeks. I think it was 564 surveys returned while they were in the visit. And 31% of my patients wanted to join. And that was when I wasn't even available on the system. It was only to deflect their calls to the cloud where they could get care 24/7, 365 from random doctors. And I have a practice that's got the complete spectrum of socioeconomic statuses. So that was very reassuring. I've got patients who have nothing all the way up to 20,000-foot homes on the beach in Ponte Vedra. So, and it was, the interest was regardless of their socioeconomic status. There were the people with nothing, supposedly, who wanted to become members, all the way up to those who had everything and wanted to become members. So another important component of this is we can integrate with your electronic health records system, so you always have the records available. So let's take a quick trip through a visit. It's very simple. The patients enroll. They put in their demographic information into their smartphone. And once that's done, they're a member if they're paying monthly, or if they want to do a fee-for-service visit, they provide the same information when they need a visit. They just tap their app, request a visit, put in the information about what their current problem is, and then as the physician, I am notified by text message within microseconds that there's a patient in my CARIE Health virtual waiting room. And when I'm available, all the patient does is just leaves that app running in the background on their phone. When I'm available, I simply sit down at currently my laptop, I open up my website, see who the patient is, click on a little icon to let them know that I'm ready. And with about 10 to 15 seconds, the visit starts. We do a face-to-face virtual visit. I can write my note right on the computer screen while I am interviewing the patient, or after the fact, after the interaction has completed itself. And then the patient has access to the note forever, which is pretty cool, because sometimes I want to go back and review what we discussed. I have the capability to prescribe off of the platform directly to the patient's preferred pharmacy. So it's a fully fledged, fully integrated tool for your practice. Very, very efficient. My average visit takes 11 minutes from start to finish of the note. And literally, I mean, if you think about it, I can do 4 or 5 of those an hour. And if I'm earning $50 a visit, guys, if you just extrapolate that out to 40 hours a week to 50 weeks a year, that's literally $400,000 a year in income from just doing strictly virtual care. I have no overhead for that either. My office doesn't even have to be open to provide that service. So it's phenomenal, the profitability of this. You may think to yourself, well, gosh, $50 for a visit, I get $100 for having to come to the office. But the problem is, guys, in the very near future, if you don't offer this service, you're going to be excluded from the patient's desires to see you. You're going to be left behind. They're going to seek out doctors that offers this service. So it's better to be on the front end of a trend than to be trailing behind. Another important thing too, and this is very hard for a lot of my colleagues, especially me, to get over, is, stop giving away your services. We're doing this for free all the time. What I've done is I've sent out an email and I'm providing a letter to the patients in the office to let them know that we're offering this as a service to them to make ourselves more available. We're selling it to them as a benefit of being a patient in our practice. So there's a pre-launch revenue opportunity right now, because we're not launching that platform until October 1st, which is a few months down the road, because I'm just about to start beta testing some of its components here in very short order. But everything looks beautiful. I spent the better part of last week every night on the phone with the developers, guys. It is absolutely unreal. I've been kind of consulting with the company free for about the past year and a half or so, and just, giving them feedback on what we should have offered in this platform. And this is literally like me giving birth to a baby, because they really took into account everything that a physician needs to fully integrate this into the practice to make it a very valuable tool for themselves and for their patients. So right now, we can help you start enrolling your patients as members of the CARIE Health Network. Will they pay the $29 a month or $49 a month for the membership? That won't give them access to you yet. It will come October 1st. But right now, that would give them access to the cloud-based doctors. So it almost seems as though they're still getting care from you. And you'll earn 20% of those membership fees that they're paying. The really cool thing about this is, this is part of the converging components that are making this telehealth industry really explode. We've got, think about it. Everything people do has to be on the smartphone. And we've got the capability, and in most areas of the country, not where my house is here, there's enough internet speed to accomplish these visits via video consults by tablet, computer, smartphone. There are video phone calls or email contacts that you make and communicate with the patient through those services. The beauty of this is there's no waiting, no driving across town or taking time off of work. I can't tell you I can tell you, I'm going to tell you. It's so consistent. Every time I do a virtual visit with a patient, it's literally boom, usually by the time the call starts, because they can't believe they're seeing me on their screen and they didn't have to come to my office, find a parking spot, walk into the waiting room, pay a copay, sit there and wait for 30 or 40 minutes, get into the exam room, wait another 15 minutes to see me, and then boom, 3 or 5 minute visit and they're out the door. How satisfying is that? So all they do is just leave the app running in the background of the phone. When I'm ready, we have the visit and they go right back to work. It's unbelievable. Or they step out of their apartment or the house. Sometimes they step out, sometimes they go to the bedroom, whatever. We do the visit and it's just amazing. No co-pays. There's no insurance involved in this right now, which is a beautiful thing. We know how difficult it is to collect from those people. So there's an incredible opportunity right now to get started. So right now is the time to start enrolling your patients. I was speaking to a physician on Friday afternoon as I was driving up here to North Carolina. She's in Nashville, an OBGYN, very, very forward-thinking OBGYN. She actually was enrolling herself as a patient and wanted to know how soon she could start enrolling her patients as members, because she has a really upscale practice there in Nashville. And she said, I think everybody's going to want this. I've already been talking to them about it over the past few weeks as I learned from one of my virtual care consultants about the opportunity here. So it's huge, guys. And really, it's going to allow you to regain control of your practice. It's going to create some financial freedom for you. And it's going to differentiate you from the other doctors that are out there. You're going to be sought out through our physician locator system that we're going to have on our website, so that patients who are seeking care, who may not have a doctor in your specialty or as a primary care doctor, they'll be able to go to the CARIE Health Network's website, click on the physician locator, and then the names of doctors that are in that community are going to pop up, so patients can have that care from a local doctor. In the case where they may need a brick and mortar setting to see a doctor, they know they got that virtual relationship they've built. And then if they have a pleasant visit with that doctor, boom, you've got yourself a new patient. It's going to act like a funnel to bring new patients to you, which is truly the lifeblood of our practices. So I'm very, very excited about every aspect that this platform will serve for you as a growth tool and as an enhancement tool for the patients that you already have. So here's just a little pro forma of what you can earn from those monthly memberships. It's pretty crazy. If you think about it, the average practice has 2,500 patients in it. I think when we sent in our demographics to CARIE Health, my partner and I each had like 4,000 or 4,500 active patients. I don't know. I know I'm really busy, and that's what all the reps tell me. I'm the busiest OBGYN around. I just like to work hard. But anyway, the average doctor has 2,500. And if 30% of my patients said they wanted to do it, let's just say 10% are going to do it when the rubber meets the road. That's still 250 patients, or actually for me, 400. If you have 100 single members and they're paying, it kind of boils out to the point where patients are paying a blend of about $40 a month. Most people want the family membership. Some want the individual. So, average of $40 a month per member. If you have 100 people that are getting a single membership, it's $580 a month. 250 family memberships is $2,450 a month. To your bottom line, this is for you doing nothing other than offering this 24/7 service to your patients that you're not even interacting with. This is just to the cloud-based physicians that CARIE Health has assembled. If you have a blend of 100 singles, 400 families, it's $4,500 a month. 200 singles and 800 families, it's $9,000 a month. And these are not unachievable. I mean, some practices like Dr. Grayson's up in Nashville will probably have 2,000 patients that join. She'll be earning, you know, upwards of $10,000 to $20,000 a month. We call that residual income from her patients keeping the membership and then getting a direct access to her. Plus, she gets paid for every consult that she performs, $50 every time. So it's truly amazing, guys. What I would encourage you to do is stay in touch with us. If you're ready to go right now, talk to the virtual care consultant who invited you to this webinar. Thank them for it. They're going to thank you because they're incentivized to help you grow your practice with telehealth and integrate this and implement this successfully. And join CARIE Networks now. Let us help you grow your practice and convert to truly a transformative way to deliver healthcare via telehealth with CARIE Health. There's no platform in the industry that has even touched on what we're about to release. And I know that for a fact because we've gotten all kinds of recognition awards already before it's even come out. The word has just kind of leaked out. We kept this in stealth mode for about a year as best we could. You know, I have a group, I'm a board member of that group that Jeff mentioned, the Florida Woman Care. We're the largest group of OBGYNs in the country. And I would say the majority of my board members are investors in this company. And we can't all keep quiet about this. And I've been consulting with them about ideas as to how to shape this and mold this to succeed and make us the most effective virtual healthcare providers. And so there's been a lot of input, and I think some of the word has leaked out from them. So we've gotten all kinds of recognition. I'm just going on and on. I'm so excited about this, guys, and I'm here for you. I'm here to help and be your liaison to the technology and to success. Having used this for a year now, I can help you with all the hints and how to make it work right and get paid well.
Hey, Dr. McDyer, thank you so much. I know you're on vacation, and we appreciate you. And just so everybody knows, we do these calls for physicians on Tuesday evenings, every Tuesday at 6 o'clock Pacific time. Now, we also do opportunity presentations, which goes into how somebody could take advantage of this opportunity that's not a physician. Those are Sundays and Thursdays. So please make note of that. And I know there's a lot of people that are in the business on this call. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 7 a.m., we do different types of trainings to help you develop your business. And that is on successzone.us. Successzone.us. So, once again, Dr. McDyer, thank you. Everybody have a great, great, great holiday weekend. Let's celebrate the United States. And for those taking advantage of this opportunity, it's going to be a fun ride. Talk to you soon. Dr. McDyer, don't let those strangers come into your car.
I'm safe. All right, guys. I'll park the middle of nowhere. Have a great 4th.
Thank you.